This is the Mandalorian's Explosion Alex after show, breaking down, discussing, and reviewing each and every episode of the Disney Plus original Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. My name's Dylan White, and joining me this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here and excited to go spelunking.
As always, big fan of Spelunky, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely love it. The video game is very solid.
Yeah. Spelunky 2?
I mean, OG.
This week's episode, Chapter 18, The Minds of Mandalore, directed by Rachel Morrison, written by Jon Favreau. Synopsis off top of my head would be Mando sucks. Just gets fucked over by things consistently, and you wonder how he's survived in the galaxy. And Grogu saves the day. What were your thoughts on this week's... Sorry, Grogu and Bo-Katan, Kryze, I guess. What was your thoughts on this week's episode, Ash?
Yeah, it was all right. Obviously, the events of the season going much quicker than we thought. It's like last week we were predicting, they're going to be like, going to spend a couple episodes to find this chip. Then they're finally going to get to Mandalore. They're going to find out if it's all good or not. No, next episode, Mandalore. Here we are. Air's breathable. Coincidence. And then he gets captured by General Grievous' cousin, and then. He has to get rescued by Bo-Katan. Because, Grogu can travel. He's very independent now, Traveled several hundreds of kilometers away to catch, go back to the ship and then go get Bo-Katan and then, this droid thing taking its damn sweet time, trying to extract whatever it needed from Jin, Very lucky. But yeah, we got to the waters very quickly.
I thought the episode it's interesting. There's stuff here I like, but like as an episode, I mean, this is a general thing in whole for most of these shows at the moment, I feel. As an episode of a show, just it's fucking wild, like how things play out. There's moments in here I really like. Like there's so much like cute Grogu stuff that it's hard to be angry.
He's making noises now.
Yeah, he's like speaking now and all this stuff. So like it's hard to be too annoyed by it because you've got all that. And I even like scrolling through Twitter before, I saw people like reposting clips because that's what everyone does these days. But even I was like, it's fucking very cute Grogu moments this episode. There's some like cool things, like the reveal at the end's cool and all that sort of stuff. But just as an episode, a follow up to last week's, the moment the episode starts and we're back, bloody Tatooine.
Back on Tatooine. It's been too long.
I'm like, you've got to be fucking me.
It's like, hey, you're going to go meet up with your good friend Boba Fett?
Yeah.
US buddy?
The moment that she's like pitching buying R5, and I'm sitting there watching going, what a fool. Doesn't she know this is a major plot point from the season that we've got to revive?
We got IG back, yeah.
We're going to get IG.
No other droid
back.
will do.
No other droid will do. Cut to a minute later.
Made that very clear.
Yeah, he's made that very clear. It was the whole point last week's episode. We spent so long messing around the fact that we need IG-88 back. He's the only droid that can do it.
Yep, talking to his other droids, fighting off pirates, talking to little Babu freaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost getting murdered by it, but that's what you have to do to get what you want and what you need. And what you needed is IG-88.
Turns out
someone's like, hey, I'll sell this to you for half price.
Turns out he just needed a deal. He just needed a good deal.
No, credits talk, Dylan. Credits talk.
Yeah. I can't believe we went from and I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed. I'm like, you tell me I watched the entirety of the first episode just to go get to astromech will do. Just, like
this droid that clearly does not want to be sold to you is definitely the one you're looking for. And
he kept pitching it as like, oh man, I really need IG-88 because it's going to be fucked up down there. And then when they land and the droids, I'm like, okay, so you just need the droid to like just go over there and
just read stuff.
Grab a sample. Any fucking droid could have done that. Like, come on, IG-88. Like,
I think IG-88 wouldn't have been able to do that.
Probably not.
I don't think it has the instruments.
That's like he's all about
that's not
weapons,
his design.
You know, it's not like a scientist.
Not all droids can do everything.
No, exactly.
Technophobe, jeez.
So, I mean, I was off to a rough start with this episode because I was already like ready to. I'm like, are you kidding me? I complained about this.
Yeah.
Last episode podcast, I just complained about this stupid.
And then last week, you make a big deal about like little Grogu having his own little hutch, little thing in the spaceship, and you change it all again so you could stick a dumb droid in there.
Yep, give it to that droid. And they go through this whole thing where, like,
also Grogu, I just flying all over the place. I'm pretty sure Jin just threw him at her. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like more than him actually jumping. Like, let's do this practically. You just throw it and pretend like he jumped.
Yeah. Let's save on special effects. Just throw him. Just yeet that doll.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post. We'll add a little flip, CGI flip, but just throw him.
Yeah.
I mean, like in that, like before they land at the planet, like there's, oh no, I'll come back to the good stuff. Let me get all negative stuff out of the way. So then they go down to when they get down to the, where he gets captured by Grievous's cousin.
Yep.
Then I'm like, holy shit, this is just a video game at this point. Because at this point, this is like when it switches from you're controlling Din to you're now controlling Grogu. And you got like this whole sequence where you just like,
oh my
escape.
God, it's like an episode, it's like The Last of Us again.
Yeah, literally. You're like, oh no, now you're controlling the child. Now child has to escape and go back to the thing, and you got to go back to the planet and then go back to the thing.
Somebody to help you rescue.
Also, Bo-Katan literally walks out like, I'm about to shoot this motherfucker. And then sees Grogu is like, oh shit, better save him. Like, she went from, I don't want nothing to do to you.
I mean, would you say no to that face?
Yeah, it's true. It's a very good point.
He didn't ask for anything, but
no. He just went, whatever he does.
He's like, find out where that ship was.
Yeah. Come on. You know where it's been. Bo-Katan. You
he literally could have died on the surface of Mandalore, which you knew. You're like, he took his helmet off, turned out it was poison.
I mean, my headcanon is that when they downloaded their data, she saw the planet's oxygen reading as well, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how that would have played out for me. But yeah, it's just a weird paced episode, isn't it? It's literally like it really does feel like a video game, like where you literally just go through one sequence with one character and then they redo it with another character, and that's like 3/4 of the episode.
Mm.
You know, like you get our Mando go down, and then you get Bo-Katan Mando go down.
You even have the same combat encounter.
Yeah, the enemies respawned because she slept at a campfire. I
do like their design; they look so dopey.
They look weird.
Yeah, with the mullets,
they're called, but yeah, they were odd. But I was also just like, I feel like Din's been nerfed. He was getting his ass handed to him by them at the start, and he gets his ass handed to him.
I mean, it's been how many years?
It's been years, Ash. It's been years.
It's been like 10, 20 years since the end of season 2. He hasn't been practicing how to use that Darksaber. He's still shit with it. You know?
He's fucking terrible with that thing. Annoyingly terrible.
And then Bo-Katan picks it up. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Swinging around, killing everybody.
He's holding it like it's so heavy, too. Like, the way he
she's like one hand.
Yeah.
Take several limbs off the
It doesn't weigh anything. It's annoying me. I'm like, it's light. Light doesn't weigh anything. Like, why are you acting like it weighs something?
Or maybe it does weigh something. It
doesn't weigh anything. Force. It's a fucking... Oh, that was the other line that annoyed me. Bo-Katan's like...
May the force be...
No. Yeah, no, 2. So, firstly, she says... I can't remember the character's name. What's her name?
Mel?
Something.
Pelly? Something like that.
Pelly, that sounds... Pelly something. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Sick of her. She was fun for a while. Now I'm sick of her. Get her hell out of here. Now she's ripping people off. She's doing like dirty, fucking people over. You know, for
Pelimoto.
Pelimoto. Pelimoto is like, may the force be with you. I'm like, why? Why? Like, you know about the force. Like, why do you like? You're so dumb.
She's a Jedi.
Oh fuck. Doesn't make any sense. And then when they get to where Bo-Katan's saying, like, I knew a bunch of Jedi and all that sort of stuff, I was like, that's fine. But then I can't remember how she words it. She's like, says to Grogu, oh, you must be pretty good at the Force. I think that was it. You must be pretty good at the Force. I was like, what does that mean? Yeah. Good at the Force. What the fucking dumbass sentence is
She's
that?
a Mandalorian. She doesn't know how Force works.
I was like, that's not how the
doesn't know the correct
Force...
verbiage. It's been decades since they hung out.
You must be good at the Force. You must be strong in the Force? Like, you must be good at the Force. Dumbass line. It annoyed me so much.
You're good at using the Force.
It's not even a thing, though. Like, the Force... just bring honestly, bring George Lucas back at this point. Like, he needs to come back.
I think he's all right. In his house, just counting his money.
Yeah. Good at the Force. Get the hell out of here. You're one with the Force. The Force is everywhere. It surrounds us. You're good at the Force. Like, these people watch the movies like, Jesus. I don't know why this line annoyed me so much, but
pretty sure Bo-Katan did not watch the movies. So
no, but I'm not sure if Jon Favreau has at this point. I don't know why this fucking line just annoyed me so much. I was like, such a dumb line. You're good at the Force. Get out of here. So then, yeah, Bo-Katan saves I don't know what he was trying to take his blood, I guess. I don't know. He drinks Mandalore blood, little Grievous's cousin. She hasn't watched Scream or any horror movie either because she would have shot him in the head and stopped him being able to get into his whole mech upgrade. Once again, video game. Second level of the boss comes back again. Fight you. Evolved form. More health. Easy. They go down to the mines. Also, one of my favorite parts of the episode is here where Bo-Katan's like, my father was a great person. He died protecting Mandalore. And Din goes, fuck yeah.
That guy sounds like he was really cool.
That guy's awesome. He died protecting Mandalore. That's awesome. This is the way. I'm glad your dad died. It's so like...
I mean, he said this is the way because he realized this was the way to what they were looking for. But still.
Oh, no. I think he said this is the way as in he died protecting Mandalore. Like, this is the way.
This is the way.
Like that's he died following the creed. This is the way, you know. But which I took as like Bo-Katan's like, I don't know, like I know if following I know if that is the way. I'd prefer my dad to be alive, but whatever, dude. They go down to the in Mines of Mandalore. They go down to the waters, and yeah, then we get a mythosaur is alive and well. So. Pretty cool.
So what's that?
Well, they explain it in the episode. I don't know if you missed it. Mythosaur's the symbol of the Mandalore symbols. A mythosaur.
But I didn't know that they were. Are they not prevalent?
No, they're extinct.
Apparently not.
Yeah. So, like as Bo-Katan explains, the lore is that the original dude, Mandalore, the Mandalore dude, the head one, the one back in the day, ancient times, apparently rode one. Pretty cool. Pretty badass if he did.
Wow, setting it up.
Yeah, maybe.
He's going to ride that.
He's going to ride that motherfucker. He probably rode one, but then like they went extinct but like like the mythosaur was made into the Mandalorian symbol or whatever. Like that's the crest. The Mandalore crest is a mythosaur. It's a mythosaur skull, I guess. Is the crest symbol. But yeah, they're extinct. However, one of the Mandalorian tales, I guess, like rumors, was always that there was one deep within the waters of the water's called. I fucking forgot. Well, anyway, where they are, the waters of whatever.
The living waters.
The living waters. That's it. Yeah. So the rumor there's a tale kids would hear living waters, mythosaur alive down there. No one believes it, of course, because everyone's like, that thing's extinct. It's like the equivalent of like saying a dragon's alive or something to like it's not a real thing. But turns out there is one alive.
Yeah, and it just randomly grabbed Jin, didn't do anything with him, and then went back to sleep.
I know he went to sleep. His eye was open. He looked directly at Bo-Katan, right?
I mean, he had to close, and then he opened it up again, I guess. Didn't chase him or anything. He's like, no.
I'll give you two options.
What?
Option one is what I believe is like the realist, is me being realistic with why and how this is a thing. Option 2 is probably the way the show's actually going to go, because like every time I think about how the show should actually go, but then I'm like, wait.
They do the opposite, yeah.
Hold on. I gotta remember who's in charge of the show. Hold the fuck up. So option 1, the one that would make sense to me, realistically, you could be like, yeah, there was one sleeping down there, slumbering for thousands of years, right? Big ancient beast. It was awoken by all the bombing and shit that happened on Mandalore, is what woke it up. That could be a very like reasonable response, right?
It's just been hanging out there for the last however long.
Yeah, last like 20 years, right? Since it got woken up or whatever. Option 2. Either Bo-Katan or Din Djarin are so filled with the rightful heir to Mandalore.
With Mandalorians.
Yeah, midichlorians.
Mandalorians.
Mandalorians, yeah. They're so filled with this energy that they are like deep. Maybe Din Djarin's like the long lost.
He could smell the royal family on it.
Yeah. Din Djarin is secretly, and he doesn't know this, he is the long second cousins, brothers, sisters, brothers, second 26th relative of like the original line of Mandalorian royal blood, that it awoke this beast. And that's the route that I reckon the show is going to go. Tell me that isn't something that Jon Favreau is not like.
That sounds very plausible.
Playing with his little figures and going, that's the way this always should go.
I mean, it's cool, but what are they going to do with it? Like, okay, there's this giant beast down here now. Guess we're not swimming in these waters anytime soon. Like, it's not going to fix the planet, you know?
No.
So what difference does it make if it's down there or not?
Well, it's... I'm trying to think of a good analogy. All right, like it's saying that one of these things that Bo-Katan doesn't believe in, like these stories and these fables and stuff, it's now one of them is true. So that's interesting on its own. And B,
so then everything else could be true.
Yeah, so it's going to like rock her world a little bit from that perspective, I guess. And then B, it's the symbol of their people alive. Like, it's going to mean something, you know. It's not like it's a fucking rabbit. It's something that they thought didn't exist anymore at all. Hasn't for thousands of years or whatever. Yeah, so that it's interesting. I will also say the other thing that's worth pointing out is, apart from like a couple key moments and shots, at this point I think we've probably seen like 90% of what was in the trailer for the show, which is usually a good sign because they kept things to the chest that way. That means, but if you go back and watch the main trailer for this season, like around probably 90% of it is from the first 2 episodes that we've seen so far. Which is good. Anything else from this episode you want to talk about?
No. I mean, again, Grogu flying around, jumping all over the place. And he being scared, him having a little flashlight. Bloody dragon lizard thing.
I forgot. This was the thing I was going to say before, but I nearly forgot. I do like when he does the whole, like, you know, in their ship and they're talking about, like, you got to be able to find your way through the galaxy, and he says, and that's Mandalore, our home world or whatever. Like, he says our, as in, because we're both Mandalorians.
He's one of the children.
Yeah. So, little lines like that I think are really
and pointing out the other planet they lived on, grew up on. Yeah.
There's cool. little moments where the show's actually nice when between the two of them.
Yeah. And her, like, giving him soup.
Like, hey.
Pong soup?
Ponzu, yeah. He's never had this since we grew up on.
Here you go, mate, who needs to wear his helmet all the time. Have this soup.
My favorite part was just the whole time watching it going, I fucking want that. I want that so much. I want that. And then following it all the way over to his little daddy and being like, oh. He eats like for a little dude, he always eating.
He's got a void in there.
Just always eating. Bloody TARDIS inside him or something. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, well, never saw Yoda eating that much. It's weird.
No, I never saw Yoda eating
Maybe
at all.
all off screen. Like, he had a buffet behind.
There's one word he said. There's one word he says that everyone, like, ever since last season, I think people have been trying to work out what it means. He says at one point in this episode too. I think it's like, it starts with P. It's like Pongo, Pengu, or something. I don't know. Something. It's like a P word that he like constantly like is said, like to the point that it's obvious that the showrunners are making him say this one particular word over and over. To me, I bet it's just going to be. I reckon it's daddy. I'm saying right now. I reckon it's dad or daddy.
Yep.
All right, I got nothing else.
I mean, also the robot when it actually snatches up Jin at the start. That's pretty cool. Out of nowhere.
Cool. Well, still like.
I mean, I don't understand what it was wanting to do or anything.
No.
Old Grievous's cousin, but
drink his blood. He was a Dracula. He was a monster. He was a vampire.
I mean, how's he been survived? I guess he had those weird random encounter dudes that he could have been stuck in blood from. So
don't know. Whatever.
Why was he there in the first place? Is that something the Empire's dropped?
No. I like how Bo-Katan explains the other creatures, so we understand. Like, oh yeah, like they used to live on the outskirts. They made their way in. There was no explanation given for the
for the robot thing.
Robot thing, yeah. Just like, oh yeah, that was the thing. All right, thank you for joining us for this episode of The Mandalorians. Of course, you can find this show and everything else at ExplosionNetwork.com. You can find our other show on this podcast feed, Holocron Entries. You can find the very Bad Batch happening at the moment. We're talking about the Bad Batch each and every week at the moment as well. You can follow other Twitters by heading over to ExplosionNetwork.com/Twitter. You can check out ExplosionNetwork.com/Discord to talk to us over there. And if you want to support the show, ExplosionNetwork.com/support takes you to our Ko-fi page. Until next week, we have spoken.